All right, I'm Duke Castiglione from Fox 5, Good Day New York, and Sports Extra. This is
Shawn Perine, Muscle and Fitness Hurts, and Flex Magazine.
10-year NFL veteran, Super Bowl champion, and Duke's best friend.
Steve Weatherford. Okay, Steve, what are we doing today?
Today I am going to take you guys through Armageddon. You guys already have great arms, but I'm hoping to teach you guys a couple things you can kind of insert into your own daily arm training routine that will help you get some growth and help you kind of sculpt your arms a little better.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Good.
So with that said, Steve, who a few years back was voted fittest man in the NFL by Muscle and Fitness, put Shawn, who's also in great shape himself, and I, plus a couple of our friends, Zach Ziegler and Tom Patterson, through his intense arm workout.
We're starting right here, and as you are bringing it up, you're supinating your wrist, and then when you come here, you're really squeezing the biceps. So from here,
so the palm is facing behind us, not in front of us.
and we're not finishing the rep up here, because when you're finishing up here, that involves a lot of your front delt. So we're coming from here and trying to isolate the bicep as much as you can and minimize the amount of momentum that you have. So it's not this. We're not using our lower back at all. We're not using our front delt. It's all right here.
Are you holding it?
Nope, just a quick squeeze.
Half a
Maybe
second.
not even a half a second, you know? Just squeeze the muscle and bring it down. We're gonna do 20 reps of these.
20.
20.
It's almost like a time under tension play. It really
100%.
is. Because
And that's why there's
stopping
limited
halfway
rest.
up.
Yeah.
That's right. And you're really under tension for much longer when you don't go all the way up, because, as everyone knows, when you go above that perpendicular point, you start to lose tension. It becomes easier and easier. So stopping here
So that's
really,
why I like to stop it right here versus coming all the way up.
Makes
You're
all
not
the
really
difference.
shortening the motion. You're just keeping constant tension on that muscle. So after that, now we're going to move into a preacher curl with a single dumbbell. So we'll come over here, and one thing that I like to use is a fat grip, and what a fat grip does, it involves a lot more of the forearm training, and these are fairly cheap. Or if you don't want to go out and spend the money for something like this, you wrap a washcloth around the dumbbell, and so what it does, if you're holding a dumbbell normally like this, it forces you to hold it like that, so you can't utilize the wrist at all, and it creates a lot more muscle isolation because you're taking the movement of the wrist out of it. It's coming down full extension about 1 inch right before you touch the pad, and then when you bring it up here, tiny little movement at the end, Duke, is when you turn like that. And what that's going to end up doing is creating more of a muscle separation between your bicep, and it's going to give you a little bit more of a pit in your elbow. Yeah, exactly. So I have to work really hard to be able to get that, and mine's still not as good as Shawn's, but you know, it's not necessarily competing with Shawn or competing with you, is I'm trying to change my body and be the best that I have ever been.
your goal is to get your biceps as big, as good as you can get them. Yeah, lighter for me. Thank you.
Hey, Steve, you change the angle of the incline?
Yeah, so I do these either depending on what type of gym I'm at. I might even do something almost, you know, more of, I would say that's probably about 40% incline. I go as low as 20. It just kind of depends on, you know, what I'm going for that day, but I like to change it up. What I try to do when I'm arm training is work all different angles of an exercise. So when you're doing this, Duke, it's not coming here. You're coming from right here, squeezing right there. So you see how when I'm in the mirror right here, see how my dumbbell is flat? That's what you want to achieve. So you're right here, and then squeezing right there. And very similar to the first exercise that we did, it's not necessarily about the weight. It's more about the angle that you're working it and the squeeze at the top.
The next exercise, a tough one. Standing reverse grip curls, working the biceps and the forearms.
Get right there, squeeze that, and you're gonna feel that a lot in your brachialis. Gonna work the similar muscle groups to what we just did on that hammer grip.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. So Duke's using a straight bar, we're using cambered bars. I find the cambered's a little easier on the wrist.
From there, it was on to Steve's bicep finisher, which had all of us begging for mercy.
I'm doing anywhere from 10 to 15 reps, and without rest, then you're laying down like this.
Ah, yeah.
10 to 15 reps. And then the last part of the bicep finisher is right here.
And that's like hybrid preacher concentration curl.
Yeah, and it's very difficult because you don't have any leverage.
With little rest, we went straight into triceps, once again focusing the whole time on form and angles.
You want to feel like you're not pushing down, because as soon as you try to push down, your elbow comes back. So you almost kind of want to feel like you're pushing out, and that's going to move the tension up your tricep. So instead of getting down here and getting that bottom tricep head, it's going to move the tension up this way, which is going to give the illusion that your arm is bigger than it is, because if this gets thicker and your arm looks bigger that way, that's fine. But if you're actually going for a measurement and you want your measurement to be bigger, you need to work more of these two top tricep heads.
That's right. Studies have shown that you more effectively hit the long head of the triceps when you keep your elbow away from the lat.
Right.
Really?
So you're like this, Duke, and pushing. You want to feel like you're pushing out.
What do we got here, Steve?
This is overhead tricep press. And a lot of times people do this exercise and they want to try to keep their elbows straight. I want to pull my elbows out and almost trying to feel like I'm pointing one that way. I'm pointing one that way. I'm bringing the weight not necessarily down, but down and back.
Yeah, you keep your elbows in, that's a good way to damage them.
Really?
Absolutely.
The further you can bring your elbows out and not bring the weight down, but almost kind of feel like you're bringing it back, is it's also going to move the tension down the tricep head as well.
Then, something in all my years of training I've never seen before.
So this is reverse grip barbell press.
I've never seen this.
I actually never have either. Not with a reverse grip.
In all your years, you've never seen this?
No, I don't think so.
For me, the most important thing on this, Duke, is not taking the weight straight down the back of your head. It's more about bringing it as far back as you can go that feels comfortable for your shoulders. But you really want to pull that back, because very similar to the other
Stretch the long
exercises,
head.
you're going to stretch your tricep out, and the longer that you can make the muscle before you activate it, the more activity that's going to give your tricep.
From there, onto another unique exercise, once again hitting the muscle from a different angle.
And what you want to do is try to keep the dumbbells touching the entire time. And when you come down, you want to flare your elbows like this. You don't want to bring them down like this.
Ah, tape press. Yes. Mike O'Hearn, our good friend, showed these to me.
This is the O'Hearn press.
Yeah.
And you can also do these on an incline as well.
Arm shaking, it was on to our final exercise. A chance to really make that triceps work. The finisher. And what a killer this was.
In the same thought process of my arm angle, I'm not pulling it down like this, Duke. I'm not going here, I'm trying to go this way, right? Mm-hmm. From here, we're going to here, same weight. Now for the fun one.
Kickbacks with a twist. I've never seen this before. Not through the legs. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I've seen stuff I've never seen before.
Woo!
All right, what an arm workout that was. We hit different angles. We worked the bicep, we worked the tricep.
Yep.
I mean, you've been in the game a long time. You learned something today.
I sure did. Yeah, there were a couple of exercises in here that Steve taught us I never saw before. My arms are pumped. I don't know if they look it, but they feel it. Thanks for the workout,
No,
Steve.
I had a blast, man, and this is something I'm super passionate about doing, and both you guys are dear friends of mine, so for me to be able to kind of share something I've learned along my fitness journey to share with you guys, and then obviously at the end of the day to give the viewers at home something to take home, put in their routine.
Where can people find you on social media?
At Weatherford5 on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, and Facebook. I have a fan page as well.
Where can people find you?
I'm at Shawn Perine on social media, but please also go to muscleandfitness.com and flexonline.com.
I'm at Duke Castiglione and at Fox5NY. That's it for this time. Here we go. We'll see you next time. Till then.
All right, we got to take a team picture.